already here, you might as well invest in the future.
Need a hand?
Not again. That's 2 times this month.
I practice my pitch. Who am I kidding? I've been doing this all day. Step right up, my friend. I've got a special opportunity for you approved by management themselves. How would you like to go on a little vacation?
It has to be in a refuge somewhere. It can't just grow legs and wander off.
We're talking about the greatest city on the East Coast. We are offering free travel to America's playground. Atlantic City, New Jersey. A haven of wonder, excitement, and opportunity. Fully governed and, I assure you, safe from the dangers of the outside world. In exchange for your all-expenses-paid vertebrate flight, all we ask is a little assistance paid back to the locals. Sounds like a deal, right?
Can anyone help me look for something? Anyone? No? Okay, it's fine. I knew none of you were cool anyway.
War books lying around the White Spring.
Not again.
Right for the
2 times this month. I've misplaced part of my collection.
That's right. As long as the city leadership hears you're helping out, that's all they ask of you. They were mighty jazzed to hear word of an organization from abroad that's all about helping people. You can always use fresh faces in AC, and especially ones with initiative. That's what keeps our city alive.
Grow legs and wander off. Again, anything's possible with enough radiation.
Always make sure to boil your water before you drink it.
It varies from person to person. I don't have all the details, but I know the Lombardi family is looking for assistance with some business matters. If game shows are more your style, the showmen are always looking for fresh faces to star in their entertainment. I'm sure a bright person like you will find just the opportunity you're looking for.
Scrap someday. I can't think of a higher
In
honor.
a refuge somewhere. It can't just grow legs and wander off. Again, anything's possible with enough radiation.
And now that's what I'm talking about. A little landowner you've agreed to help out, and I'm sure they get word back to the city leaders. And hey, you come right back and talk to me if you have any questions, all right? I'm your one-stop guide to the city.
Not again. That's 2 times this month. I've misplaced part of my collection.
Jeremiah Hopkins.
Can anyone?
Mighty pleased to make your acquaintance.
Anyone?
I'm at your service to tell you anything you'd like to know about Atlantic City.
I knew none of you were cool anyway.
Beautiful place. Just a gorgeous view from up there on the rooftop.
Legs and wander off.
Never seen anything like it.
Again, anything's possible with enough radiation. Can anyone help me
Safe
look for
haven
something?
filled with people trying
Anyone?
to help others?
No?
It feels like I've died and come to
Appalachia's
heaven.
supposed to be the safest place around.
Outside.
But I've heard of the monsters.
Now,
that
why
live
would there be any need for that
And I'm not
when
so
I'm
sure
enjoying
about
my
that.
snug and secure accommodations here? No, sirree. I'm fully satisfied staying inside, where there are no surprises.
Something? Anyone? No? Okay, it's fine. I knew none of you were cool anyway. But it has to be in the refuge somewhere. It can't just
You trying to scare me now? I've heard. You get breathed on by a bat and suddenly big green crystals start growing out of your skin, right? I am perfectly good. Never seen one of those. Thank you very much.
Not again. That's 2 times this month. I've misplaced.
Wendigo. You mean the mythical flesh-eating kind, but bigger? Nah. I'm sure that's not possible. You're just coming up with stories to scare me. I'm used to that.
None of you were cool.
Can't let good old fiction haunt my dreams after all. Now, why don't we talk about something else?
Be in the refuge somewhere. It can't just grow legs and wander off. Again, anything's possible with enough radiation.
Insightful you are. Yes, my travel was arranged by the Atlantic City Mayor's office. Now, there's no tourism board per se, but the groups managing the nightlife and entertainment of the city are always interested in bringing in new faces. They worked out an arrangement with the city, who decided my skills were best put to work out here in a fresh and safe environment.
Hope all the folks at the commune are doing well.
It has to be in the refuge somewhere. It can't just grow legs and
Well,
wander off.
the responders are all about helping others, ain't that right? Just like the mayor's office back home. Only problem is, well, there's a lot of helping do. Sometimes too much for a gentle heart like mine to handle.
I knew none of you were cool anyway.
Now, if I were to stop being optimistic, I would have to think about all the stressful things that I may or may not be choosing not to think about. Better to focus on the good. Keep smiling. Ain't that right?
I'm lucky I'm here. I've never felt safer.
Just a little longer, Ellison. Valdez will see everything.
A day without laughter is a day wasted. Now, I'm not much of a comedian, but I sure do love to smile.
If you see anyone
Certainly.
in Appalachia, be sure to tell them about the White Spring.
Well, by all means, ask away.
It has to be in the refuge somewhere. It can't just.
Do you remember relaxing beach getaways? Exciting outside of the town? Amenities and entertainment to fill your safe and mundane life with inspiration and excitement? Even if you're not old enough to remember those blissful before days, Atlantic City is your chance to experience them for the first time. Our city is safe, luxurious, and beautiful. But don't believe me. See it for yourself.
It has to be in the refuge somewhere. It can't just grow legs and wander off.
Well, now, of course, reality is always more complicated. But just like any place, it depends on where you stick your head. Stick it deep, and well, you're not likely to appreciate what you find. But I much prefer the delightful breeze comfortably above the water.
Can anyone help me look for something?
First off, you can take a relaxing stroll along the boardwalk. Enjoy street vendors and a delightful sea breeze. Larger attractions take place at Showman's Pier on the far end of the boardwalk. Underneath the pier, you can lose yourself in the architectural wonder of an aquarium built beneath the sea. When night falls, Casino Quarter has everything you need to make it an evening to remember. Nightclubs and casinos galore. And further inward, all the magic you don't see happens at the city center. That's where the mayor's office keeps the city running.
No? Okay, it's fine. I knew none of you were cool anyway.
Outside of civilians and visitors such as yourself, there are three groups that keep on the lights and life of Atlantic City. The showmen are entertainers, hosting performances and games of all kinds, primarily from the boardwalk and pier. The Lombardi family, they manage the nightlife in the Casino Quarter. They're an intimate bunch, but don't be intimidated. They're as much a part of Atlantic City's charm as anyone else. And last, but definitely not least, our city government workers manage the day-to-day operations that make life easy for the rest of us.
Again, anything's possible with enough radiation. Can anyone help me look for something?
Well, our city is run by the tough and virtuous Mayor Tim. Once a humble farmer,
hang around
now a
with
city
raiders?
leader.
I want
Around Casino Quarter, you hear the name Quintino Lombardi. He's known to be a bit hot-headed. He's been the head of the family for a long time. And finally, there's Mother Charlotte,
I should check if
the
those
creative and daring founder of the Showman. These three work together to provide the city with everything it needs to thrive. Lights, entertainment, and a functioning economy.
It has to be in the refuge somewhere. It can't just grow legs and wander off. And again, anything's possible.
There are far worse places.
Threats?
instead of shopping at the
No, you're unlikely to encounter any of those. Unless the gorgeous wildlife of the Pine Barrens board in our city becomes unruly. But the mayor's office, that's not completely under control.
Can anyone help me look for something? Anyone? No? Okay, it's fine. I knew none of you were cool anyway.
Oof, I can't
No,
wait. until
of
the
course not. Of course, every city's got city going on. That's what you're talking about. You know, straight drama, big shots talking about who disappeared who stole whose exclusive designer drugs, who's all screwed up until they get another dough.
How are the folks at
I'm kidding, of course. That's all radio
If I wasn't
drama.
so busy,
Good old-fashioned entertainment, right? when we were just getting to the good part.
Look for something.
Wonder if this
Anyone?
sunburn's
We
just
are
like
offering
California.
free travel to America's playground. Atlantic City, New Jersey. A haven of wonder, excitement, and opportunity. Fully governed and, I assure you, safe from the dangers of the outside world. In exchange for your all expenses paid Red flight, all we ask is a little assistance paid back to the locals.
Friends didn't want to join up with me. Said the responders sounded like too much work.
Of course.
Wonder what they're doing now.
Glad to help out. You let me know if you have any more questions.
Hope all the folks at the commune are doing well.
Do you ever wonder where Giuseppe gets all his curios from?
Sorry, I'm not much for conversation. Ellison talked my ear off.
As I've said, Mrs. Russo, the facilities are available to responders and refugees.
I am responding to a need to save an addict from the terrifying consequences of indulgence. I suppose your charity doesn't extend to dirty junkies. Is that it?
As it stands, I have no way to verify your story. Had you a prior relationship with us, or the victim was present for our medical staff to...
Prior relationship. So this is a refuge ruled by nepotism, is it? Finally, you've arrived. I was resigned to having to convince this lunatic that my daughter is dying all by myself.
Do you know this woman? Ah, wonderful.
I believe an apology is in order.
Apologies are ordered to those who deserve them. Nonetheless, it behooves the refuge to help those in need. Perhaps you could provide more coherent details regarding this woman's conundrum. We've heard the name. The stories place it as something rather more dangerous than your average chem.
The High is legendary, reserved for the upper crust of idiots who live in America's playground and still manage to get bored.
It is your daughter we're talking about helping, right?
Oh, give Abigail a break. The move has been stressful for her. Oh, don't tell people about that. You'll scare away the customers.
A nightclub? Here? In the rural mountains of West Virginia?
From what I've seen, you hippies could really use the excitement.
Oh dear. I don't even know where to begin with correcting you. In that case, you will be happy to hear that the leaders of Atlantic City are sponsoring travel for visitors. You might speak to Mr. Jeremiah Hopkins about it, if you haven't already. He has a booth out in the common area, beside the stage. So long as you're willing to provide assistance to the locals during your travels, you may fly to Atlantic City whenever you'd like.
Incredible. Was that so difficult?
You're graciously welcome for the flight, Mrs. Russo. Now, I'm afraid I have other duties to attend to. Lennox shall be happy to board you once your preparations are complete. Excuse me.
It baffles me how you're able to deal with that person. I mean, where are they from? The 17th century? Oh, please. I'm a performer. I learned from real life stage experience. Not from sitting at home reading Shakespeare over and over like that Orlando character must have. It's embarrassing to listen to. Of course I didn't have to. We're all free people, aren't we? I take it upon myself to answer a pain in the ass with a full-body Charlie horse. At a minimum. Honestly, do you not stick up for yourself? Oh, you were you? And what was I supposed to do? Just leave my daughter's fate in the hands of some stranger hundreds of miles away? For all I know, you might throw back the blood at your first opportunity. Then you'll find yourself splayed out naked on the boardwalk 2 days later, choking on your own vomit. I suppose the showman would dispose of you before letting you bare your cheeks on their turf. And then where would that leave me? And Abigail? Wonderful. I'll be having a drink at the bar until our departure. I'll need it to get me through that dreadful flight.
Excuse me! Sorry to interrupt you. I just heard you were going to Atlantic City and it's not safe there. There's a monster. I saw it. People keep going missing. That's why I left.
You're not mouthing off about some Jersey devil, are you? What a load of hogwash. My parents told me that story when I was a child to scare me into submission. Well, it didn't work, and no Jersey devil has snatched me from my bed.
It's real, I swear! Long ago, a woman known as Mother Leeds cursed her 13th child. When she gave birth to the child one stormy night in the Pine Barrens, it transformed into a winged devil and flew off into the night. It's been tormenting Jersey residents ever since. You did?
Oh, brother. Don't encourage these delusions.
We're lucky to be alive. It had so much evil intent. I still feel its effects, don't you? Loud tourists, low-tier entertainers, showgoers on their way home from the pier. The devil swoops down from the sky and swallows them whole.
The perfect cover story to disappear anyone inconvenient. That devil almost got me too! Oh, good thing I fled to the mountains!
At least I warned you. Better for my conscience. Keep your eyes on the skies. Do you think it's really safe here? Be careful. You never know what's out there.
Back so soon? I realize my company is electric, but the flattery is unnecessary. Well, a bit more wouldn't hurt.